Donald Trump's defeat in the 2020 U.S. presidential election was the result of several key factors that worked against his re-election bid. While Trump maintained a loyal base of supporters, several issues severely undermined his campaign and contributed to Joe Biden's victory. 1. COVID-19 pandemic. The most significant factor was the COVID-19 pandemic. Trump's handling of the crisis was widely criticized for being chaotic, inconsistent, and dismissive of the public health threat. His administration was slow to respond to the virus, failed to develop a coherent national strategy, and downplayed the severity of the pandemic. By election day, over 230,000 Americans had died from COVID-19, and the country was in the grip of an economic recession caused by the pandemic, both of which eroded confidence in Trump's leadership. 2. Economic downturn. Before the pandemic, Trump's campaign relied heavily on a strong economy as a key argument for his re-election. However, the COVID-19-induced economic downturn, with millions of jobs lost and businesses shuttered, drastically shifted this narrative. While Trump attempted to tout a quick recovery, many Americans continued to struggle, particularly in key battleground states. 3. Social unrest and racial tensions. Widespread protests following the killing of George Floyd in May 2020 highlighted racial inequalities in the U.S., and Trump's response to the protests deepened divisions. His law and order rhetoric and deployment of federal forces to suppress protests alienated many voters, especially in suburban areas, who viewed his actions as authoritarian. 4. Polarizing style. Trump's polarizing style, characterized by personal attacks, divisive rhetoric, and frequent controversies, turned off key voting blocs, including suburban women, independents, and moderate Republicans. His combative approach and refusal to broaden his appeal beyond his base hurt him in crucial swing states. 5. High voter turnout. The 2020 election saw record voter turnout, driven by a deeply polarized electorate. Biden's campaign successfully mobilized a wide coalition, including African Americans, young voters, suburbanites, and women. Trump's inability to expand his support beyond his core base of voters, particularly in the face of Biden's appeal to moderates and independents, proved to be a decisive factor. In the end, Trump's mishandling of the pandemic, economic downturn, divisive rhetoric, and inability to appeal to a broader electorate led to his defeat in the 2020 election.